We're still trying to find out who was behind this firebombing in North Carolina of a Republican operation, their headquarters there. Donald Trump tweeting that animals representing Hillary Clinton and Democrats in North Carolina just firebombed our office in Orange County because we are winning North Carolina. On the phone with us right now, Hillsborough, North Carolina Mayor Tom Stevens. Mayor, do we know anything more about this? Who might have been behind this?
Well, not at this point, Neil. We have our local police, our sheriffs. We're working with the FBI, ATF. A lot of different law enforcement jurisdictions are investigating this. What we do know is sometime on Saturday night, somebody threw a bottle with flammable liquid through a window, which caught furniture on fire and pretty much burned up the inside of the office. So fortunate that the fire self-extinguished. The perpetrators also just spray painted this very, hateful statements on the side of another building, and of course that's what a businessman found the next morning and reported it to the police, and we've been going from there.
Do you know, sir, whether there were cameras or that eventually we might be able to see who might have been there or even, around there?
Well, we're certainly looking into if there are any other cameras or folks who are nearby. This particular area, for those who are not familiar with Hillsborough, is kind of a lot of buildings that were part of I'm going to say a little theme park or a sort of a tourist attraction. So they're very old wooden buildings. There's not much in the way of cameras. Certainly, there would be no cause for anybody to be there in the evening. So I think the camera surveillance is going to be fairly limited. It is astonishing, given that there's all these old buildings together, that the fire self-extinguished. So we feel very fortunate that we just didn't have this enormous blaze in Hillsborough.
To your point, Mayor, I know you. I'm sorry, sir. I know you condemn this. We've heard from the Hillary Clinton campaign that she condemned this. I know yet as well that this is a very big Democratic area. So there's a lot of ill will expressed in that area toward this Republican establishment, especially in this heavily Democratic area. Do you think that had something to do with it?
Well, I certainly just hate the rhetoric that has been going on. Certainly, the Republicans in this particular county are in a minority, and I just find it troubling when I find people don't feel like they can't even speak up. That being said, I don't think it represents the Democrats or really anybody in this community. And in fact, a lot of the local Democrats, before the evening was over, did a GoFundMe and raised $10,000 and said to get that office back up and running. And I think that's much more representative of the community. I think universally we've had, regardless of your political or other affiliation, folks have been condemning this act, feeling that is absolutely wrong. It is, we need to have civil discourse. We need to trust our civic institutions, and this is not representative of anybody from any political persuasion.
Were you surprised, though, Mayor? And I know you're backing Hillary Clinton. I know you're trying to stay above the fray here and deal with getting to the bottom of this, but that there was much more reaction to Donald Trump calling the perpetrators behind this animals than there was the fact that, spray painted on walls in this bombing were disparaging comments about Republicans being called Nazis. Do you find that weird?
Well, I find it weird and find it distressing, and it's just, it's ugly and it has no place in this community. Now, last April, in front of a church that had some pride flags out, those were burned, one evening. At the same evening, there was some anti-capitalist rhetoric was spray painted on the Democratic headquarters in Hillsborough, just a few miles down the street. So these things are always disturbing. They're always, to a certain degree, surprising. Generally, this community in particular has gotten a lot of national reputation for being a good place to live, for being a community that just really gets along. And I just don't think this is representative of this community. But certainly, let me tell you, we have to acknowledge it. We have to recognize that there are folks who will step out of line. We are going to do everything we can to investigate this and prosecute folks. This is, as many folks of both Republicans, Democratic, and others have said, this is an affront to democracy and our democratic processes, and this is not something we can tolerate.
Mayor Stevens, thank you for taking the time. We appreciate it, sir.
Thank you.